Alright, so the book that I'm going to be reading with you guys today is called The Lizard and the Sun, and it is a folklore tale, and so we're going to read this together, and I'll be asking you questions as we go along. Just listen to the story and follow along with me. The whole world knows that the sun comes out every day. Some days it shines brightly in a clear blue sky. Other days clouds cover the sun and its light is much paler. When the clouds let loose their load of rain, the sun disappears behind a curtain of water. There are places where it snows. During a snowstorm, the sun also stays hidden. But even when clouds, rain, or snow hide the sun, we know that it's still there. The story I'm going to tell you happened a long, long time ago, when the sun had really disappeared. There's your pictures. Okay. It had been many days since the sun had come out. Everything was dark. All of the plants, the animals, and the people were waiting anxiously for the sun to appear. But the sun did not come out, and everything remained in darkness. The people were cold, the birds had stopped singing, and the children had stopped playing. Everyone was worried and afraid, for this had never happened before. What do you think is the reason that the sun could not be coming out? Nathan?
Because it was nighttime.
Oh, maybe, all right, but for so many days it was dark. Why do you think the sun never came out? Damon?
Because there was a lot of clouds.
Maybe it's cloudy, okay?
And it's like, ooh, I'm trying to remember. Like it's cloud, and it's trying to rain in this.
Okay, so maybe it's a storm season.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Or maybe eclipse.
Could be, yeah, good job. Okay, the animals decided to go out in search of the sun. The fish and the turtles looked in the rivers and lakes, but the sun was not there. The green frogs and the wide-mouthed toads looked through all the puddles, but the sun was not there. The deer and the squirrels searched through the forest, but the sun was not there either. The rabbits and the hares searched through the fields. The jaguar searched through the green jungle where he lives, but the sun was nowhere to be found.
That's cool.
The birds searched through the branches where they had made their nests, and the majestic eagle flew over the mountaintops and the cones of the volcanoes. But no one could find the sun. And little by little, all of the animals stopped looking, all of them except for the lizard. The lizard kept on looking for the sun. She climbed rocks, scurried up tree trunks, and peered under leaves, searching, always searching. So there's your hawk, your eagle, and your lizard. Finally, one day, she saw something very strange. She was scampering over some rocks when she saw that one of them was shining as though it had a light inside. The lizard had seen many rocks in her life. She had seen rocks that were smooth and polished, rocks that were rough and sharp. She had seen shiny gray rocks and dull dark ones, but she'd never seen a rock that shone as much as this one did. It shone so brightly that it seemed to glow. So with great excitement, the lizard ran off to the city to share her discovery. So there's the rock that she found that's glowing right now. What do you think could be causing this rock to glow?
The sun.
The sun, maybe? How would the sun be causing a rock to glow? What could be happening, Brandon?
It's not shining out.
I was gonna say there could be like fireflies back there.
It could be some kind of insect, okay?
I was gonna say that.
Another insect, maybe.
Or
Let's
she probably
keep
just,
reading and find out. At the last, the lizard reached the city. Even though there had been no sunlight for many days, the people had kept on working. The barges floated softly on the waters of the lagoon, laden with fruits and flowers. In the enormous marketplace, the vendors had laid out their wares on beautiful woven blankets. The pyramids of fruits and vegetables looked like tiny copies of the great stone pyramids that loomed over the city. So there's the setting of your city and the big pyramids that outline the city.
That's cool.
Again, this story is taking place in ancient Mexico, and The indigenous people there were the Mayans, and they built pyramids, much like the Egyptians did.
Wait, so did they get the idea from the Egyptians?
Well, at the time, they had no way to contact the Egyptians because it was in ancient history, so no,
Oh,
they did
So, like,
not.
they-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wait, they probably thought that they were the only country.
They may have thought they were the only ones. You're exactly correct. Okay, but without the sun's light, no one could see the brilliant colors of the peppers and tomatoes, the beautiful deep colors of the blankets and shawls. Instead, the flickering torches that lit the marketplace cast deep shadows. And instead of the cheerful bustle of people buying and selling and having a good time, there was a low murmur of worried voices, wondering how long this endless night might last. So there's everybody at the market, and it's dark there because the sun has disappeared. Okay?
Wonder if it like just ran away.
I don't know.
Or it could be
So they-
traveling around the world
Maybe.
because other places need
What's
sun.
my
Maybe so.
Oh yeah, that is right.
To like,
They're using torches and candlelight, yes.
But how does
if
it
it
like?
just travels around the world, it would come back. Because
Eventually, yeah. Okay, so the lizard did not stop to look at the barges or at the market's wares. She did not stop to look at the silent crowd that walked through the plaza. Instead, she headed straight for the grand palace and did not stop until she was in front of the throne. Here, by the dim light of the torches, the lizard saw the great emperor. He wore sandals made of gold and a tall crown made of beautiful feathers. "Sir, I have seen a rock which shone with a strange light," said the lizard. "Move the rock so you can see why it shines," ordered the emperor. So the lizard traveled through the city to the pyramid and found the emperor, the ruler at the time, and now she's talking to him about the lights from the rock.
Or like he's doing it.
Maybe the emperor does have something to do with it.
Wait, what if he's got gold in the cave?
He could. Very well could. Let's read on and find out. The lizard did what the emperor had commanded. She returned to where the rock lay and tried to move it. She tried to push it with her 2 front legs and then with her 2 hind legs, but the rock did not move. At last, the lizard pushed the rock with her whole body, but still the rock would not budge. So there's the lizard. She left the emperor. She went back to where the rock was. She's trying to move it, but it's not budging.
Wait, like is that a rock or an egg?
A rock?
It's a
rock.
rock. It's a rock that's glowing.
For
What?
maybe the emperor has the sun in his leg.
Maybe the emperor does have the sun.
Or what if it's in that rock?
Could be inside the rock. I guess we'll read and find out. There was nothing left for the lizard to do but go back to the city. She crossed one of their wide bridges, passed by the marketplace, arrived at the grand palace, and went straight to see the emperor. She found him sitting on the same throne, surrounded by the smoke of torches. "I'm very sorry, sir," she said. "I did everything I could, but I could not move the rock." So after she tried to move the rock, she went back to where the emperor was in the city and is explaining to him again that she couldn't get it to budge. You
What
know,
if the sun is under the rock?
the sun could be under the rock, yes?
what if the sun dropped out of the sky and then
Okay.
went inside the rock?
Maybe so. It's a possibility. Let's keep on reading and find out. The emperor wanted very much to see this glowing rock, so he decided to go back to the lizard. But first, he called for the woodpecker. "I want you to come with us," the emperor said to the woodpecker. And so the 3 of them, the emperor, the lizard, and the woodpecker, went to see the glowing rock. So there they are, traveling back to where the rock is. The lizard's going to take the emperor and the woodpecker to show them.
It doesn't look light on the pictures.
Do they need the woodpecker to get inside?
I don't know. We're going to see what they use the woodpecker for. He could be helpful. Yeah,
He can poke the rock.
he could. He could. Okay, when they reached the rock, the emperor said to the woodpecker, and here it is, "I want you to hit that rock hard with your beak." The woodpecker obeyed the emperor. He gave the rock a sharp peck with his strong beak, and the rock split open. And inside the rock was the sun, all curled up and fast asleep. So you're right. It was in the rock, and they had to use the woodpecker to get into it.
Whoa!
Okay? Why do you think the sun is sleeping inside of a rock?
Because it needs rest.
Okay?
Maybe that guy put it in
the
there.
emperor? Maybe the emperor put it in there? He could have.
Could it? What if the sun needed like
A rest.
like it needed it to be
A
dark
break.
for a while.
Maybe the sun needed it to be dark for a while? Because the sun needed a break, it needed to rest, recharge itself? Maybe so. Okay?
How did the rock thing get burned?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Rocks
that's
are
what
hard. They don't burn very easily. So.
Like when they touched it, it would burn them.
Oh, yeah, it could have burned them. I don't know. The emperor was very happy to see the sun again. The world had been very cold and dark without him. Wake him up, woodpecker, ordered the emperor. And the woodpecker pecked several times on the rock. Talk, talk, talk went the woodpecker's beak as it struck the hard rock. The sun opened one eye, but he immediately closed it again and went right on sleeping.
Oh my gosh.
So let's read on and find out why the sun refuses to wake up.
He's
Wake up, sun, said the lizard. All of the animals have been looking for you. But the sun did not answer. He just stretched a bit and went on sleeping. Wake up, sun, said the woodpecker. All of the birds have been waiting for you. But the sun yawned an enormous yawn and kept on sleeping. Get up, sun, said the emperor. The entire city needs you. But the sun just said, leave me in peace. I want to sleep. Why do you think he's so tired?
Because he's always been,
Maybe he shines too much and he gets.
Shines too much and he's just flat worn out. The sun always shines. Even when it's nighttime here, it's daylight somewhere else. So the sun is always, always working.
no matter what.
The emperor knew that he had to do something. Without the sun, the plants could not grow, and his people would not have any food to eat. Without the sun, the children could not go out to play, the birds could not come out to sing, and the flowers would not bloom. So the emperor said to the sun, wouldn't you like to see some beautiful dances? I will ask the finest musicians and dancers to play and dance for you. That will help wake you up. Well, if you want me to wake up, ask them to start playing their liveliest music and to keep right on playing and dancing, answered the sun. So here's the emperor offering music and dancing to the sun to try to get him to wake up and join in.
It looks like the sun is like.
Do you think the sun will? The sun already said that if you play your liveliest music, I may wake up. Do you think he's going to?
Yes.
Okay, maybe. So the emperor called for the finest dancers and musicians. The dancers, all adorned with beautiful feathers of many colors, danced in the plaza in front of the highest pyramid. The loud, joyful music played on, and the sun woke up, climbed to the highest point in the sky, and shone down over everyone, lighting the whole earth. So there is the sun. He finally woke up. It looks like they're having a pretty good little festival going on there. And there's those Mayan pyramids. Again, this takes place in ancient Mexico.
It's not until Mari's in the rock.
Maybe it will. Let's read on and find out.
Okay.
Okay. The emperor called for the emerald-colored lizard. He put her on the palm of his hand and thanked her for having helped to find the sun. Then he called for the red-breasted woodpecker. He asked him to stand on his shoulder and thanked him for having helped to wake up the sun. Every year from then on, the emperor organized a great feast with joyful music and beautiful dances so that the sun would never fall asleep again, hidden away inside a rock. So there's the emperor celebrating the work that the woodpecker and the lizard did.
Nice.
Okay?
That's cool.
So every year, from then on, there's a big celebration. And they do this in order to keep the sun from doing what? Going away again. They're celebrating the work that the sun does. And so in order to keep the sun happy and to please the sun, they have this huge celebration with all music and festivities every year so that he doesn't hide in the rock again. OC?
Is that Sinclair Meyer or something?
I do not know. That's a good question. We need to look that up. Nathan?
Can the sun celebrate with the
Yes, because the sun is the one who wanted all the lively music and the festivities, so he's celebrating with them. Huh?
Yeah, that's what he.
Damon?
Do they still do that?
Let's read on. I'm sure it may answer your question. And since that day, all lizards love to lie in the sun. They like to remember the day when one of their own found the sun's hiding place and helped to bring him back to give light and warmth to everyone. So there's a picture of all the lizards laying in the sun. Lizards, you know, they like to lay on rocks. We have lizards all around here. They like to lay in the rocks in the hot sand and soak up the warmth. Okay, they weren't able to do that when the sun went away.
Why?
So,
Because at night it gets cold and then they can't regenerate
yeah,
body
they
heat.
can't regenerate body heat, so they rely on the sun. So because those lizards rely on the sun so much, that lizard really had a tough job to do finding the sun, and he did.
Aren't they warm-blooded?
Okay,
Oh,
so
Done.
why do you think it was the lizard who ended up finding the sun?
That's a good question.
Brendan?
Because the book said he went and looked for it and in the somewhere.
But you're right, but out of all of the animals, out of all the animals that could have gone and searched for the sun, why the lizard? We had just talked about it. Zach?
Because the others just sooner or later the rest of them except for the lizard gave up and decided.
The lizard pursued on, yes. Kaylee?
The lizards need the
There you go.
sun.
There you go. The lizards need the sun to survive. So of course he's going to be the one out searching for it more than anything. But all of your answers you just gave were right on. Why do you think the emperor, being as powerful and in control as he is, he's the ruler of the whole kingdom there, why do you think he chose the woodpecker to break the rock instead of him breaking it himself?
Because the lizard couldn't move it, the woodpecker cracked it straight.
The lizard couldn't move it, yes, so the woodpecker did. But why do you think the emperor chose not to do it himself? Damon?
Does he think that he probably hurt something inside of it?
Okay, maybe he was afraid of hurting something and he thought the woodpecker could crack it open a little bit more gently.
If he would have broke it, the sun would have got mad.
Yeah, maybe so. If the emperor would have broken it, the sun would have been extremely angry. Could have been, yeah. Why is it important for people and animals to find the sun? What is this? Why is the sunlight so important for all of us, people and animals alike? Orlando?
Because we need the energy for food and
Food.
Can I
Yeah, we need the energy for food and survival. Nathan?
because we need the sun for electrolytes
Okay.
and it gives our body more energy.
Yes,
And
we get energy and vitamins from the sunlight. We do. OC?
Like, have you like sleep like in your room like where it's so dark? It's like you start turning white. Like,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you need like the sunlight.
You need the sunlight to produce necessary vitamins to help your body function. Yes,
I
Damon?
think the sunlight because if it gets cold forever, then some people can start dying.
Yeah, you know what? But and in terms of not just people and animals, but in terms of plants, plants have to have sunlight in order to survive. Plants can't live in complete and total darkness. So just think, if the sun went away forever, the trees and the plants would start to die, and that would affect us because where does oxygen come from?
The trees. That's what I was
Trees.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's not going to be no oxygen.
Yeah.
The sun is hiding right now.
The sun is hiding right now because it is cloudy outside. Yeah, but he's there. He's behind the
Oh,
clouds.
dang.
All right, guys, good job.